Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Figured I'd do a quick video. This is just showing off some stuff that I've been working on. First off, a bit of an announcement. I got some stuff for leather making. So as you probably know, I've been making kydex sheaths for all of my knives up until this point. And I've been kind of getting annoyed with how they scratch everything up. So I finally bit the bullet. Got some leather stuff to try messing around with, see what I could do. And so I made this is just a little sheath for a Magnacut scalpel that I made. I think I showed this in another video. 62 HRC, brushed satin finish, mahogany wood, mosaic pins. Really cool little scalpel. Guess I'll do a quick measurement. 5.5 inches overall length, 1.5 blade. So there's that. Yeah, so not the greatest work. You can see the stitching's uneven. Just how I tried drilling the holes didn't quite work out. And I didn't stain the inside, so I did what I could. Like I said, my first leather sheath ever. So I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. There's some like rough edges in here and whatnot. So really nothing professional. My stamping didn't quite work out how I wanted it to either. But I just noticed all the imperfections, but all I know is it works good as a sheath and it serves the purpose I wanted it to. Good retention, whatnot. And now this is a perfect little EDC pocket scalpel that I've actually been carrying a fair amount. So liking that. And here's the other project. This is a sheath from another knife. I haven't made a sheath for this one yet, and I'm not sure if I will yet. But this was a kind of tricky project. This is I'm calling it a Puuko, but it's my first hidden Tang knife here. Basically, it's got I had a leftover piece of Magnacut from 2 blades that I made, and it didn't have enough to make a full handle in it, so I just did a stick tang. So in here is a tang. You can see there's no visible tang. Tang goes through the scale and back into here, and then I pinned it. So this is, once again, 62 HRC, because I heat treated it at the same time as this one and the other one. It's got that little daisy mosaic pin there, which is really neat. Liking my mosaic pins. And this is nice polished. This is a walnut handle. So a really neat grain on here. Basically, I left the bolster like a brushed, the same grain as when I sanded it, which I kind of like. I also left the finish a little bit rougher on the blade. And as you can see, this is my first time doing a stick tang. This was a pain in the butt. I know there's probably like easier ways to do it. I wound up, I don't know if you can see, there's a couple tiny gaps, like one up in there, tiny gaps, but overall, the fit up, I'm actually pretty impressed with how well the thing fit up. I actually had to throw away one guard. The first one I cut too big and the space was too big around it. And for the second one I was just like, okay, this is good finally, and good enough to use. So I had an absolute dickens of a time getting this one to work out. It was super stressful because I didn't want to like grind into my tang. Just totally new for me, and I feel lucky it worked out. It was also difficult keeping the thing straight. I don't know if you can tell, but the blade's like actually off a little bit. Not ridiculously. Not that it would affect function, but like for my, not actually OCD, but just kind of liking things to be precision, it kind of bugs me a little bit. So despite my best efforts, it is imperfect, but I still think it's pretty neat looking. And this nice neutral handle, basically I tapered it back to prevent sliding onto the blade. But really, it's a nice oval shape, and it fits the hand really nicely, at least for me. Plenty of room if you want to like choke up and use the guard. So really, it's 1/8 inch stock, and I did a nice high kind of flat grind on it. So it's not really for like wood prep so much as like general EDC utility and maybe food. Maybe I could try some like carving or something with this. I'm not entirely sure. But really it was a knife made out of some scrap that I had left over, and I'm fairly pleased with how it turned out. You may be wondering why if you look at the centering for the pin's up a little bit high. With this scrap of material, I actually had to run the Tang higher towards the top. Not that high, obviously, but it's not, ideally the Tang would be centered perfectly in the handle, and on mine it's like up a little bit higher. Just, I don't know, just how it turned out. And overall length, you're looking at a 7.5 inch overall knife. And our blade length, I'm going to call that basically 3 inches. Yeah, 3 inches of sharpened length. So, I don't know. Nice kind of medium size utility. I'm calling it a utility Puuko. Really, I just wanted to try out making a hidden Tang. To be perfectly frank, I did not enjoy it that much. I didn't have a file guide or anything to make it easier on me. So or a mill to mill my slot. So it was all handwork and files, and rather annoying. And it was frustrating to have to like redo the initial guard. But overall, I think it looks pretty nice, and nice and thin behind the edge, which should make it a good slicer and a good user. So, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what kind of sheath I'm going to make for it. I may just leave it in this one. I also may make a Kydex one. I may make a leather one. I honestly do not know. I have some other projects I'm working on, so since this is kind of like a, play around knife, I'm going to table this one, finish up the other ones. But figured I'd show you guys, give you guys a little update, what I've been working on. And that's a Magnacut Puuko and my first leather I've made. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, whatever. Are you guys making knives or anything? What are you guys working on? So hopefully you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in another video. Bye now.